Imagine a shark the size of a school bus cruising through ancient seas with jaws that could crush a small car. Now picture a dinosaur larger than T-Rex but built for swimming. And what if I told you there was a crocodile so massive it made modern saltwater crocodiles look like geckos? Welcome to the world of prehistoric apex predators, the ultimate killers that ruled our planet long before humans ever walked the earth. Today, we're diving deep into the lives of 5 extraordinary creatures that sat at the very top of their food chains, each one a perfect storm of size, power, and evolutionary innovation. Let's start with the heavyweight champion of the prehistoric oceans, Megalodon. Swimming through the warm seas of the Miocene and Pliocene epochs, roughly 23 to 3.6 million years ago, Otodus Megalodon was quite simply the most formidable predator the world's oceans have ever seen. The name itself tells you everything you need to know. Megalodon translates to giant tooth, and for good reason. Their teeth, some exceeding 7 inches in length, were serrated blades designed for one purpose, slicing through flesh and bone with terrifying efficiency. But just how big was Megalodon? This is where things get genuinely staggering. While estimates vary, most paleontologists agree that Megalodon reached lengths of 50 to 60 feet, potentially even more. That's 3 times the length of a modern great white shark. Some researchers believe the largest individuals may have tipped the scales at over 50 tons. To put that in perspective, that's roughly the weight of 8 African elephants combined. Megalodon's diet reflected its enormous size. These sharks hunted whales, yes, actual whales. Fossil evidence shows bite marks on whale vertebrae that perfectly match Megalodon teeth. They targeted small to medium-sized whales, including ancestors of modern baleen whales, and likely ambushed them from below, delivering catastrophic bites that severed spinal columns and caused massive blood loss. A single Megalodon could consume up to 2,500 pounds of food per day. So what happened to these oceanic titans? Their extinction around 3.6 million years ago was likely caused by a combination of factors. Climate change played a major role. As the Earth cooled, the warm waters Megalodon preferred began to disappear. Their prey species either migrated to cooler waters or went extinct themselves. Competition also increased with the rise of smaller, more adaptable predators like the ancestors of modern orcas. In the end, the greatest shark that ever lived couldn't adapt quickly enough to a rapidly changing world. Now let's travel from the ocean to the rivers and swamps of late Cretaceous North America, where a different kind of monster lurked. Deinosuchus, whose name fittingly means terrible crocodile, was an absolute nightmare in reptilian form. Living between 82 and 73 million years ago, Deinosuchus grew to lengths of 35 to 40 feet and weighed up to 8 tons. For comparison, the largest modern crocodiles rarely exceed 20 feet and 2,000 pounds. Deinosuchus was in an entirely different weight class. What made Deinosuchus particularly terrifying was its prey. While modern crocodiles typically hunt fish, turtles, and the occasional unfortunate mammal, Deinosuchus had far more ambitious tastes. Fossil evidence shows that this prehistoric giant regularly hunted dinosaurs.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Deinosuchus ate dinosaurs. Juvenile hadrosaurs and even young tyrannosaurs fell victim to this ambush predator. Imagine a crocodile powerful enough to drag a dinosaur into the water, and you're starting to understand why Deinosuchus earned its name. Its bite force has been estimated at over 23,000 pounds per square inch, one of the strongest bite forces ever calculated for any animal. For context, a modern saltwater crocodile bites at around 3,700 psi, and we consider that devastating. Deinosuchus could crush bone like it was nothing, and its teeth were designed not just to grip, but to puncture and tear. Deinosuchus went extinct during the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event, the same catastrophe that wiped out the non-avian dinosaurs. When the asteroid struck and the world descended into chaos, even this perfectly designed killer couldn't survive the collapse of entire ecosystems. Speaking of the Cretaceous period, let's venture into deeper waters to meet a predator that would have made even Deinosuchus think twice about entering the ocean. Mosasaurus was the undisputed king of the late Cretaceous seas, ruling approximately 82 to 66 million years ago. Despite its reptilian appearance, Mosasaurus was actually more closely related to modern monitor lizards and snakes than to dinosaurs or crocodiles. But that evolutionary relationship is where the similarities end, because Mosasaurus was a 50-foot-long killing machine. Picture an animal with the body of a massive, streamlined lizard, 4 powerful paddle-like limbs, and a tail that propelled it through the water with explosive speed. Its skull alone could reach 5 feet in length, lined with 2 rows of sharp conical teeth. And here's the truly horrifying part. It had a second row of teeth on its upper jaw called pterygoid teeth, which helped hold struggling prey in place while the main jaws did their work.
Mosasaurus wasn't picky about its meals. It ate fish, sharks, birds, turtles, ammonites, and even other mosasaurs. Fossil evidence shows Mosasaurus' stomach contents containing the remains of other marine reptiles, proving that these animals were cannibalistic when the opportunity arose. They were opportunistic predators that would eat virtually anything they could catch. These marine reptiles breathed air, meaning they had to surface regularly. This behavior likely made them vulnerable to larger predators when they were young, but full-grown adults had no natural enemies. They were the apex predators of their environment, full stop. Like Deinosuchus, Mosasaurus vanished 66 million years ago when the Chicxulub asteroid triggered the KPG extinction event. The marine ecosystems they dominated collapsed, and these magnificent sea monsters disappeared forever. Now, let's move from water to land, where we'll encounter a predator that has captured imaginations for decades, and for good reason. Spinosaurus holds a unique place in paleontological history as the largest known terrestrial carnivore, potentially reaching lengths of 50 to 59 feet and weighing up to 20 tons. That's longer and heavier than even the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex. But what truly sets Spinosaurus apart isn't just its size, it's the fact that this dinosaur was built for a semi-aquatic lifestyle. Living in North Africa during the late Cretaceous, roughly 99 to 93 million years ago, Spinosaurus possessed a suite of adaptations that made it unlike any other large theropod.
Its most famous feature was the enormous sail on its back, formed by elongated neural spines that could reach over 5 feet in height. The function of this sail remains debated, thermoregulation, display, or both, but it certainly made Spinosaurus one of the most distinctive dinosaurs to ever walk the Earth. Recent discoveries have revolutionized our understanding of Spinosaurus. Its body was more elongated than other large theropods, with shorter hind legs and a long, flexible tail that functioned like a propeller for swimming. Its nostrils were positioned high on its snout, allowing it to breathe while most of its head remained submerged. Its teeth were conical rather than blade-like, perfect for gripping slippery prey rather than slicing through flesh. And that prey? Primarily fish, but not just any fish. Spinosaurus hunted the enormous coelacanths, lungfish, and sawfish that inhabited the river systems of ancient North Africa. Some of these fish reached lengths of 10 to 15 feet. We're talking about a dinosaur that specialized in catching fish the size of small cars. Spinosaurus likely didn't limit itself to fish, however. It probably opportunistically hunted small dinosaurs, pterosaurs, and anything else unwary enough to venture too close to the water's edge. It was the ultimate swamp predator, equally comfortable in water and on land. The extinction of Spinosaurus coincided with major environmental changes in North Africa. As sea levels fluctuated and the region became increasingly arid, the river systems and wetlands Spinosaurus depended on began to disappear. By around 93 million years ago, this remarkable predator had vanished. Our final predator takes us to South America, where another giant theropod carved out its domain. Giganotosaurus, whose name means giant southern lizard, lived approximately 99 to 95 million years ago in what is now Argentina. For decades, this dinosaur has been locked in a debate with T-Rex over which was larger, and while the title remains contested, Giganotosaurus certainly earns its place among the most formidable predators ever discovered. Reaching lengths of 40 to 43 feet and weighing between 8 and 10 tons, Giganotosaurus was slightly longer than T-Rex, though likely lighter. But what it lacked in bulk, it made up for in speed and agility. Its build was more gracile than the heavily muscled T-Rex, suggesting it could pursue prey over longer distances. Giganotosaurus lived alongside some of the largest dinosaurs to ever exist, including the colossal sauropod Argentinosaurus, which may have weighed up to 100 tons. While an adult Argentinosaurus would have been virtually impossible for even a Giganotosaurus to bring down alone, there's compelling evidence that these predators may have hunted in packs. Multiple Giganotosaurus individuals have been found in close proximity, suggesting social behavior that would have allowed them to tackle prey far larger than any single hunter could manage. Its skull alone measured nearly 6 feet long, equipped with teeth designed for slicing rather than crushing. While T-Rex had a bone-crushing bite, Giganotosaurus likely used its jaws to inflict deep bleeding wounds that would eventually weaken its prey through blood loss. It was a different hunting strategy, but no less effective. The extinction of Giganotosaurus remains somewhat mysterious, as it disappeared before the end Cretaceous mass extinction. Changing climates and shifting ecosystems in South America during the mid-Cretaceous likely played a role, as the diverse dinosaur communities it was part of gradually transformed. 5 predators, 5 different environments, 5 evolutionary success stories that ultimately ended in extinction.
From the crushing depths where Megalodon hunted whales, to the ancient rivers where Deinosuchus ambushed dinosaurs, to the open seas ruled by Mosasaurus, the swamps dominated by Spinosaurus, and the prehistoric plains where Giganotosaurus stalked its prey, each of these animals represents nature at its most formidable. They remind us that extinction is the ultimate fate of even the most successful species. Climate change, competition, and catastrophic events have reshaped life on Earth countless times. These magnificent predators thrived for millions of years, but in the end, they couldn't adapt quickly enough to a changing world. There's something both humbling and fascinating about that. The creatures we've explored today were the absolute pinnacles of predatory evolution in their respective environments, and yet not a single one survives. It's a reminder that no species, no matter how powerful, is truly permanent. If you enjoyed this journey through prehistoric terror, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more ancient monsters to cover, and turning on notifications means you'll never miss an episode. Drop a comment below telling me which of these predators you'd least want to encounter in real life. I'm genuinely curious which one keeps you up at night. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.